So this year, a lot of students were denied visas into Belgium due to inconsistencies in their story. It had to do with the fact that what they were saying during the interview sessions and the document they presented did not match at all. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing tips with you guys on how to avoid inconsistencies in your story when applying for your student visas. Hi guys, welcome back again to my channel. I'm called Flavine. And on my channel, I like to make immigration content like the one you're about to watch now. And I also like to make lifestyle content where I just show you guys how I'm navigating my life in Belgium as a young girl. So in today's video, like you've seen from the title, I'm going to be sharing some tips with you guys on how to avoid inconsistencies in your stories when applying for your Belgian student visa. Now, inconsistencies may come in so many areas, okay? It can come from the fact that what you're saying doesn't match what you wrote during your interview sessions, or what you're saying doesn't match with the documents that you're presenting, or just a bunch of other things, okay? But then I think that the inconsistencies always come from the interview stage, your documentation. One thing I like to tell students is that whatsoever it is that you know that you're going to be saying during your interview session, make sure that you have a document to back it up, okay? If you said that in 2017 I work at this place, I work with these people, just make sure that there is a document at least to show that, okay, actually you worked at this place or in this place at this particular time. Another thing is that a lot of students don't like to fill in the gaps. You graduated in 2017, from 2017 to 2021 you were not doing anything and you have nothing to fill in that gap. You just leave that gap empty. It shows that you're somebody who likes a lot of free time, somebody who doesn't like to work, you just like to sit around, okay? Which shows that if you come to Belgium, you're going to be like that. So one thing is that try to fill in the gaps. It's so funny that a lot of people don't even take time to prepare, write out their story and all of that. A lot of you, your stories don't even flow well, okay? Somebody will just get up and say, oh, in 2014 I was in secondary school, in 2020 this I was in this place, in 2019 I was doing this, 2017 and it doesn't flow. The story doesn't make sense. You're just shooting yourself in the leg for no good reason. Now, let's take Flavine for example. Let's look at my storyline, okay? I graduated from the University of Boya in 2017. From 2017, I did a volunteer with one company in Bonaberi, Douala. 2018, I was volunteering with an NGO. 2019, I was still working with that NGO. 2020, I was working for myself, which means that I had a YouTube channel, I had a business, I had two businesses actually. One where I was processing snails and selling abroad, and the other one was more like a skincare company. And all of these companies were not registered, okay? So I had pictures, proofs for my YouTube channel. Google was already paying me in Cameroon, so I had like receipts, emails, things to prove that, okay, I've actually been receiving money from Google. Now you see that my story flows chronologically. So in 2021 I was applying for my visa, and so the storyline makes sense. Imagine that I just wake up one morning and say that, oh, in 2017 I graduated, I will just get up and say 2017 I graduated, but then my degree is showing that I graduated in 2016. Okay, that's already something that is not right. And then I get up and say, oh, I was working with this NGO in 2020, but then my certificate with this NGO is proving that I was working with them in 2019. Okay, what are you talking about? The worst part is that a lot of students, like when you get your admission letter or your non-conditional acceptance letter, every information is there. Some students don't even know when their school is starting. They don't know the deadline for admission. Some of them don't even know the address of their school. Some of them don't even know the name of one professor of their school. How do you want the embassy to trust somebody who doesn't even know these simple small details? That's why you need to take your time and prepare for your interview session. A lot of people neglect the interview. They think that the interview is just there for you to just go and pass time or smile with whosoever it is that is asking you questions. The interview session is very, very important. Now, I have a whole video that I did some months ago breaking down all the interview questions, how you should approach them and how you should answer them confidently. So I'm going to leave that video linked down in the description box. Please go ahead and click on that video so that you see all the questions that they will be asking. They ask you questions ranging from your school to your personal life, to why you chose that course, to why you chose Belgium and not maybe a different country like maybe Germany, or why Belgium, and just a bunch of other things like who is your sponsor. Some people don't even know the family life of their sponsor. They don't know if their sponsor has kids, how many kids, how much your sponsor is earning. You need to know all those little details, because those are the details that will make your file have like a strong backing. Okay, you guys don't even take time to prepare for these things. You just carry yourself and go for your interview, forgetting at the interview session. That's the first step. Okay, that's the step that determines whether they are going to give you that visa or not. You can have a block account, you can have the best sponsor, you can have like the best documents, but then if your story is not consistent, if your file is not consistent, you're saying something else and your file is proving something else, there's a high probability that they are not going to give you that visa. They don't care whether you blocked an account with 20,000 euros. They don't care. There's a high probability that they are going to deny you that visa. So while you're preparing, while you're taking time to prepare every other thing, make sure that you sit down, analyze your documents. At times there are some documents that are not necessary, take them out. Okay, if you know that something is going to contradict, if for example you say that I was working with this company in 2019 and at the same time you were doing probably one side hustle in that same 2019, and you think that these two things are going to conflict, take out one and keep one. Okay, and so before I left the house, this is what I did. Okay, I just placed all the documents like chronologically on my table, and I was like, and I memorized them. I said, okay, Flavine, 2017 you graduated, 2018 you work with this person, 2019 you work here, 2020 you were doing this, 2021 you were doing this, and I crammed that in my head. So I know that when I go to the section whereby I have to explain what I have been doing or how I have been taking care of my stuff and all of that, I know that this is how it is going to go. So please take time to prepare your story, take time to memorize everything. If you never worked anywhere, if you were doing everything by yourself, like you were self-employed, please make sure that you have documents, something to prove. If you are a creative, make sure that print out your work. Okay, print out some of the things that you were doing. If you had a business and you failed and the business was not registered, because majority of us don't register our businesses, have pictures, have screenshots, print them out. You may think that it's nothing, but it will go a long way to help your file. Okay, any information that you know that is not going to help your file, please take it out. It's not all information that are important. Any information that you know that has nothing to actually boost your file or bring in any positive thing into your file and your claims, take it out. Okay, it's not all experiences that are important. So how do we prepare for a good interview session? How do we make sure that we have a consistent file, a consistent story? Like I said, sit back, relax, and just try to write down your story. Write down from the time you graduated, what has happened to you. Write it down, read it out to somebody, show somebody, and ask them if this actually works well, or if this is actually in a chronological manner, if this actually makes sense. Just let another person look into your story and analyze it for you. Okay, read out the story to somebody and let them see if there's any sense in it. And also make sure that everything that you say, you have a document to back it. If you know that you're going to say something that you don't have a file, a document or something to back it up, just keep it out. Okay, it's not important, except that it's something that you really need to add it into your file, but then just keep it away. If you, while you were looking for admissions, you did not say that you had 2 masters, there is no need for you to say it during your interview session that you had 2 masters. If you know that when you were looking for school you only said you had one master, please stick to that story. Don't change it. Don't say something here and say something here. Don't write something else during your written interview, and then when they're asking you during your oral interview, you say something else. I have a friend who was denied visa twice because he didn't get, his story was not consistent during the interview session. So this is not just a hearsay, or it's just Flavine is just trying to make a video. Okay, It has happened to people, and people have reached out to me who were denied visas due to inconsistencies in their stories. Don't neglect your story, don't neglect your interviews, don't neglect getting all your documents intact, don't neglect anything. Just try to fit in all the boxes and make sure that you are ready for your interview. So in as much as we want to have authentic documents, we want to have a sponsor, we want to get admissions, we want to get a place to live in Belgium, try as much as possible to make sure that your story is also consistent. So I'm going to leave this video here. If you have any more questions, feel free to leave it down in the comment section below. And also I wanted to say that the new academic year is starting soon, which means that very soon admissions into Belgian universities will be open. So if you're looking for somebody to help you, I do offer like a one-on-one counseling session or consultation session, let me put it that way, whereby I explain everything. So I know that some of you have questions about schools, admissions, school fees. You people have questions about where to live, that's accommodation, standard of living and cost of living, transportation. You have all those pertinent questions to ask. You want to be sure that coming to Belgium is the right country for you, or you want to be sure that you're making the right decision by applying and doing all of that. Okay, so I do offer those consultation sessions, so feel free to book them with me. You can either send me a message on Instagram, this is my Instagram handle on the screen, or you can send me an email to book. It's not free, by the way, let me just say it that way. You can send me an email as well, and we're going to schedule a meeting. I go as far as helping students secure accommodations. And if you need all those assistance, feel free to inbox me. And also, if you want to write to me concerning business inquiries and all of that, also feel free to send me an email or an Instagram DM, and I'm always there to reply. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you learned one or two things. Go back to that video where I stated all the documents needed and all the interview questions. Okay, go and watch it. It's really going to help you. But before we go, please don't forget to hit on the red subscribe button. If you know that you got value out of this video, feel free to share it with another person. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'm going to see you in my next one. Bye.